ආයුබෝව වේවා මගේ යාළුවනේ. Welcome to the travelwithakhila YouTube channel. ඉතින් කොහොමද ඔයාලට? ටික කාලයකට පස්සේ ඔන්න අපි අද යන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ දඹුල්ලේ පිහිටලා තියෙන ලෙන් විහාරයට. ඉතින් මේ ගමන යන්න අද මාත් එක්ක මගේ ෆැමිලි මෙම්බර්ස්ලා තමයි ඉන්නේ. අපි මේ විදිහට අපේ ගමන පිටත් වුණා දඹුල්ල බලා යන්න. ඉතින් මේ ක්වික් වීඩියෝ එකක් මම හිතුවා ඔයාලට ගේන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මේක හරියට වීඩියෝ කරගන්නත් බැරි වුණා. මම හිතනවා මට ගත ෂොට්ස් ටිකෙන් ඔයාලට හරි දෙයක් හොඳ දෙයක් පෙන්වන්න ලැබෙයි කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඉතින් අපි මේ විදිහට අපි මාතලේ පැත්තෙන් දඹුල්ලට යන ගමන් තමයි ඉන්නේ. ඉක්මනටම අපි එහෙනම් වීඩියෝ එක පටන් ගමු. channel එක subscribe කරලා නැත්නම් subscribe කරන්නත් අමතක කරන්න එපා. bell icon එක click කරන්න. යාළුවොත් එක්ක මේ වීඩියෝ එකත් share කරගන්න. ඔයාලගේ වටිනා feedback එකත් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම comment එකක් දාගෙන යන්න අමතක කරන්න එපා. ඉතින් එහෙනම් අපි යමු වීඩියෝ එකට. එහෙනම් අපි මේ යන්නේ දඹුල්ලේ ලෙන් විහාරය බලා.
Dambulla Cave Temple, Dambulla Len Viraya, also known as the Golden Temple of Dambulla, is one of the most significant and well-preserved cave temple complexes in Sri Lanka. It is located in the central province of Sri Lanka, near the town of Dambulla, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Dambulla Cave Temple complex consists of 5 main caves, which are carved out of a large granite rock. Each of the caves contains Buddhist statues, murals, and relics. The caves vary in size and detail, but all are significant in Sri Lankan history and culture. The Dambulla Cave Temple dates back to the 1st century BCE and was built under the reign of King Valagamba of Anuradhapura. The site became a sanctuary for King Valagamba during his 14-year exile from Anuradhapura, and after reclaiming his throne, he transformed the caves into a magnificent temple. Over the centuries, the temple has undergone several renovations and additions, with later kings from the Kandy kingdom contributing to its beauty, especially in the 18th century. The ceilings and walls of the caves are adorned with intricate murals depicting scenes from the life of the Buddha, Buddhist history, and depictions of celestial beings. The paintings are done in traditional styles that date back centuries, with many layers added over time. These murals provide insight into the cultural, religious, and artistic history of ancient Sri Lanka. The Dambulla Cave Temple is a significant pilgrimage site for Buddhists in Sri Lanka. It serves as a meditation site for monks and continues to be an active place of worship. The devotees visit the site to pay homage to Lord Buddha and the historical kings who played roles in constructing and maintaining the site. The temple is located 160 meters above the plains, offering stunning panoramic views of the surrounding area, including Sigiriya, another UNESCO site. In the distance, the natural rock formations and surrounding greenery make the temple complex both spiritually and visually captivating. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1991, Dambulla Cave Temple attracts tourists, historians, and devotees from all over the world. The temple continues to be an active site for Buddhist worship, especially during religious festivals like Vesak and Posan. The Dambulla Cave Temple is open to the public year-round, but visitors are required to dress modestly as it is a religious site. The site is easily accessible from major cities like Kandy, Sigiriya, and Colombo, making it a popular stop on cultural tours of Sri Lanka. Devarajalena, Cave of the Divine King, the smallest of the 5 caves, contains a 14-meter-long reclining Buddha statue that dominates the room. The walls also depict Lord Buddha's first sermon and other significant events in his life. Maharajalena, Cave of the Great Kings, one of the largest and most impressive caves named after the kings who contributed to the temple, houses statues of King Valagamba and King Nisanka Malla, who further developed the temple of 56 Buddha statues of various sizes and positions, along with a few statues of Hindu gods like Vishnu and Saman, are found here. The ceiling is covered with exquisite murals that tell the story of the Buddha's life. Maharaluthviraya, the Great New Monastery, the second largest cave renovated during the Kandy Kingdom's rule, filled with over 50 Buddha statues and vibrant murals covering the ceilings and walls. Pachima Viraya, Western Cave, a relatively small cave, containing a seated Buddha statue and not as elaborate in decoration but still maintains spiritual importance. Devanaraluth Viraya, second new monastery, the final and smallest cave. This cave includes both Buddhist and Hindu imagery, reflecting the religious syncretism in Sri Lanka. Early Buddhist influence. It is believed that the caves were first used as a Buddhist monastic retreat as early as the 2nd century BCE. The temple complex continued to grow in significance during the reigns of successive kings, especially those who ruled from the nearby cities of Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa. The history of Dambulla goes beyond its association with King Valagamba. Its origins as a sacred site likely predate his reign. Prehistoric settlement. Archaeological evidence suggests that the caves were used as shelters by prehistoric people as far back as the 7th to 3rd century BCE. Remnants of burial sites and pottery have been discovered in the area. One of the most important patrons of the temple, King Nisankamala, gilded the interiors of the cave and added about 70 statues of Buddha. His contributions are commemorated in an inscription within the temple. During the reign of the Kanjin kings in the 17th and 18th centuries, major renovations and additions were made. The murals and paintings that adorn the cave ceilings were primarily painted during this period, blending both local and South Indian artistic influences. Despite being a primarily Buddhist site, the Dambulla Cave Temple complex also houses statues and paintings of Hindu gods, reflecting the syncretic religious practices in Sri Lanka. The worship of gods like Vishnu, Saman, and Ganesha is common, and many Hindu devotees visit the temple as well. Dambulla's significance is mentioned in Sri Lanka's ancient chronicles, the Mahavamsa and Kulavamsa, which document the island's history. These texts reference the construction and patronage of the cave temples by various kings, providing an important historical account of the temple's role in Sri Lankan history. The murals cover an area of approximately 2,100 square meters and depict over 150 Buddha-related stories and important events from Buddhist mythology, including the Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha's first sermon at Sarnath, Mara's attempts to thwart Buddha's enlightenment, depictions of historical events, such as the arrival of Buddhism to Sri Lanka via Mahindathera, son of the Emperor Ashoka of India. The cave temples are filled with 153 Buddha statues, along with several statues of gods and kings. Most of the statues are in traditional poses of meditation, teaching, or reclining, representing the Buddha's final moments before attaining parinirvana. A few statues are made of stone, while others are cast in gold or covered in golden leaf. Some of the most prominent statues include the 14-meter-long reclining Buddha in the first cave, the seated Buddha statues in various meditative poses, the statues of Vishnu and Saman, Hindu gods, indicating the influence of both religions. Despite the arid conditions in the surrounding area, a natural water drip emerges from the ceiling of the cave. This water slowly drips into a small pot placed beneath it, creating a continuous but slow water source. Interestingly, the origin of the water remains a mystery, as there are no visible sources, such as cracks or springs, around the area of the cave ceiling. The water continues to drip throughout the year, even during the dry season, which adds to the sense of wonder surrounding the phenomenon. Dambulla is one of the holiest sites in Sri Lankan Buddhism, and for centuries, it has served as a center for monastic life and meditation. The natural silence of the surroundings enhances the spiritual atmosphere of the temple. Aside from the occasional sounds of wildlife and the wind, the environment is peaceful, offering visitors a quiet retreat from the busier cities and towns nearby. Poya days, the full moon days in Sri Lanka, are important religious observances, and the temple sees a significant influx of pilgrims during these times. The caves are lit with oil lamps and monks chant pirith, protective chants, throughout the night, enhancing the spiritual atmosphere. Conclusion: the natural beauty of the Dambulla cave temple's surroundings significantly contributes to the overall experience of visiting the site. The combination of breathtaking views, lush vegetation, wildlife, and the sacred atmosphere of the caves makes it not just a place of religious significance, but also a sanctuary where nature and spirituality come together in perfect harmony.
ඉතින් යාළුවනේ ඔන්න ඔහු තමයි අපේ දඹුල්ලේ රජමහා විහාරය වැඳ පුදා ගන්න ගිහපු ගමන අවසන් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි දඹුල්ලේ ඉඳලා දැන් මේ යන්නේ තවත් ඒ වගේම තැනකට. ඒ මොකද්ද කියලා ඔයාලට ඊළඟ වීඩියෝ එකකින් මම කියන්නම්. එහෙනම් දැනට මේ වීඩියෝ එකෙන් මම සමුගන්නවා. අපි ගිහින් එන්නම්.